mech as well. His point going down. An absolute slaughter in favor of the Dallas Fuel. Kicking things off with a bang.
This match started with OG bringing a Reinhardt hammer into the crowd. And this map starts with him getting the first kill. He leads ult charge 30% right now, and they will get the first cap. So essential to maintaining ult advantage, especially on Lijiang Tower. We are going to see the high ground approach here from Spree, but it's only going to be short-lived because they will eventually have to collapse in here. Time is ticking against them. And look at the support ults here for the Outlaws. Very low on charge.
That Shatter already coming available here for OG. Going to be dropping the hammer. Needs a couple knockdowns, and the Fire Strike will get the double kill. Raucus and Jake both disappear in an instant, and the Dallas Fuel look dominant on the first real fight.
Dallas Fuel now have the ultimates required to continue this hold. You can see AKM is just about 30% away from his grab, but in any sort of fight they take, he will be able to build that. And unfortunately, the counter ultimates, Raucus and Boink, the support ults are not ready. Only just now hitting the halfway mark is the Outlaws.
And pushing their way out, Movement getting a lot of good damage in on a Zachary, but they stun him up, and AKM just melts him down. High energy here on the Zarya makes him such a threat. He charges forward a bit towards the dropship, pulls his way back, knows that he does not have to overextend. He's already got the grab.
Jake is going to have to rally to engage here very likely. There's no other way for them to close the gap. They don't have support ults. They're going to have to build those in the neutral fight here before AKM's grab gets planted in this choke point. They're going on the high ground here to try to drop down and give some extra damage to these supports. Raucus has the Transcendence now. That's so critical. They cannot mess up this fight, though.
Armor pack used by Jake to try to top Luma back up. So many ultimates coming available on both sides. Grab's going to be starting things off instantly. Unko goes forward with the Transcendence, trying to keep his team alive. OG playing up into the front as well with the shield raised. Answering Grab comes in. We're looking to get pinned. He gets taken down. Jake follows him into the grave, and things just continue to look fantastic for the Fuel.
The Transcendence for Raucus was used during Spree's grab, not during AKM's. You didn't have the healing there when AKM had the follow-up grab. That's when the healing needed to be there. And Boink, look at his ult percentage. He's 3 away of the sound barrier that he needed to turn that fight. Raucus thought he'd get it, but he did not.
And now he's going to get taken down, up into the air, and Unko snipes him out of the sky. 100-0 start for the Dallas Fuel.
You can see the shaking camera there because of all the energy of this crowd right now. The home team leads 1 round here. A lot of this came down to that first initial capture. OG got that first kill, then Zoned got the shatter kill on the second team fight, and the support ultimates were never online when they needed to be for the Houston Outlaws, and it just became a snowball effect from there. We'll see if they can change up their composition as we head into our next round here.
A very dominant start for the Dallas Fuel, going to continue that forward here as we move on to Gardens. Houston Outlaws need a bounce-back performance to try to tie things up. You could see them changing up the comps a bit with Jake moving forward on the far off.
This has been one of his signature heroes this season, more than the Junkrat. We're seeing a lot more far from here, especially on this particular map, Lijiang Tower. Let's see if he can get the hits required.
Well, right now, Houston Outlaws have the inside track over onto the point. OG taking a lot of damage, but the armor pack comes through from Zachary. Stun in, and the sleep onto Muma. Even the heal tonight, but they can't quite finish him off. Managed to get that adaptive shield. Make sure that he stays healthy. Closer going to be taken down. Spree finds the first kill for the side of the Outlaws. And that side of the arena erupts in Raucus cheers. Rockets coming down from Jacob. Barrage nearly online. Unko going to be gone as well. OG taken out of the fight. Boops him back into the point. To get the cleanup, Houston Outlaws will have the first cap.
They have a lot of ways to zone out the Fuel's next attack as well, because Jake didn't need to use the barrage. He did the majority of the damage in that fight that led to the first kill onto Closer. Spree will be able to remech, but they can zone using the barrage and the EMP together, not to mention Coalescence online right now. You see the remech come through for Spree, and even if the Fuel get to the point, there's going to be a minefield available, so there's so many roadblocks to this retake. The Fuel should not overinvest in ultimates here, because winning this fight is very unlikely. They should hope that Houston use more ults than they do as they approach.
Still just going to be spamming in. OG trying to lead the charge. Still very far away from that Primal Rage. Going to have to try to build this one up very rapidly. The barrage is going to be used by Jake. D-Matrix is going to be out. You managed to find one as Unko will get taken down. Note going to be knocked out of the mech as well. So 3 effective picks going to be there. That's going to be the reset coming through for the Dallas Fuel.
And despite Note's defense matrix there, the position was too good for Jake. He wasn't able to utilize it to get the most value. Now we're seeing staggers come through onto Note. And this is a disaster for the Dallas Fuel. The Outlaws coming back in full force here, but that was the fight they took where they had a massive ult advantage, and AKM, this time, he's going to be the one to initiate the fight, using the Sombra ult, the EMP, to hack the enemy team. They can clash through with OG at the front lines right afterwards, but it's all about that EMP setup, and if he gets spotted, that could all change.
They need to make sure that this thing pops, hits multiple members on the side of the Houston Outlaws. Closer at the moment, going to be hacked. That slows down their approach. Again, continuously getting punished, you can see there. And now AKM going to be spotted out. Muma able to spy check. Continue to push their way forward. 80% on the board right now for the Houston Outlaws. Do we have back-to-back 100-0 rounds on Lijiang to lead to a third and final? The bomb going to be coming out, doesn't manage to find anything. The EMP only going to be hitting Muma, but they manage to kill him off. The Primal Rage from OG finds the kill. Muma going to be resurrected, but now Jake going to be eliminated by Note. OG still going to be zapping away, leaps back over onto the point, drops the bubble to try to stay safe. There's a nice back angle here on Spree. They will be able to knock him out of the map. 99% comes through for the Houston Outlaws, but Dallas Fuel, it looks like they have the fight. Just have to clean up a few extra kills. AKM will be taken down, but they do get on the board.
That's huge, because AKM needs to be building another EMP. His EMP is going to be the most ult-efficient way they can continue to hold this point. And we do see, obviously, on the attack, coming back here for the Outlaws, they have the EMP combo with the barrage. Now, it's not going to be as easy to get that positional advantage that Jake had previously as the defender when he's on attack. AKM swapping over to Signature McCree here to try to knock him out of the sky, but I don't know if he'll be able to close the distance fast enough.
You can see that he is just getting bullied at the moment by Dante. Continuously trying to chunk him out. Zachary going to be leading the charge. The rally going to be coming through on the side of the fuel. Sun comes in. Dante dumps in the EMP. Manages to catch two. Sound barrier is going to be coming through from closer. Manages to get the shielding in onto the crucial members, the ones that got hacked out. And so far, no one's going to be taken down, but Spree's going to be knocked out of the mech. Bomb going to be dumped in just to try to get back in. Seems like he will be able to do so. Muma going to be caught in the back lines. Stunned up and taken down. Dallas Fuel grinding against them, trying to maintain control of the point. That's going to be the reset coming through for the Houston Outlaws.
And now AKM may force a swap for Jake on this far. We don't want to see too much overextension there on the Diva either. He can chunk that down so quickly. He's actually just given over. Spree has full charge here for AKM, so now he's got the Deadeye. For the Houston Outlaws here, though, they're swapping over to 3-3. They're keeping Raucus because he's close to ultimate here on the Moira. They're not going to get ults in this fight, but they're just hoping to take a fight on their terms here and try to crush this McCree before he can do too much damage. Deadeye almost irrelevant against the comp the Outlaws are running.
Yeah, as long as Dante can get into position and have that D-Matrix ready to go. AKM taking a bit of damage here into the back line. The Deadeye going to be coming through. Oh, looking. Just has to inch his way into a kill, but unable to find it. Sun comes through. Flashbang there on Amuma, but he manages to leap out to safety. Dallas Fuel maintaining control. Coalescence going to be coming through from Raucus to start things off. But OG, he just Goomba stops Dante out of existence. Sun comes in as he tries to stay alive. It seems like he will be able to do so. Pushing their way forward, looking for more. Jake going to be taken down. Just need a little bit more to maintain controls. We hit 99%. Muma going low. Gonna get finished off. The grab comes in from Spree, but it's just too late. No one is there to scoop up the kills. The Coalescence coming out keeps them all alive. Now point gonna be gone. OT starting to tick down rapidly, and it seems like the Dallas Fuel should just be able to take this with a 2-0. The bomb out from Note, managing to find Raucus. Spree gonna be eliminated. It's just a matter of cleanup here for Dallas Fuel as they kick things off with a victory on Lijiang Tower.
Yep. The swap onto McCree was exactly what they needed. It was exactly what AKM needed to shut down Jake's farm, control the point, burst down the tanks. What a dominant 2-0. AKM says 4-0. We'll have to wait and see.
Time will tell, but it's a very convincing start here for the Dallas Fuel. Houston Outlaws looking alive on Gardens, but unable to take us to a third and final round to decide the first map. Let's see what happens when we come back from the break.
The Overwatch League is powered by Intel. Game, record, stream without compromise on Intel Core i7. And by Omen by HP, the official PC and display of the Overwatch League.
They don't just play for a team. They play for every fan, every rival, every moment, every match. And when everyone watching expects the best, they perform with the best.
We will get Linkser on the Widow. Linkser's just too good of a Widowmaker to just leave unattended for a while.
I'm Jiri Linkser Masalin. I play for Houston Outlaws and my main role is DPS. With Widowmaker, a lot of your aim comes from the crosshair placement. You always try to have your crosshair placed approximately around the head level. I like to think that I have a little zone, my most comfortable flick area basically. Every hero has a different head box and they have a lot of different animations. So a lot of practice and grinding helps you, to get adjusted to them. The 2 times I go for a headshots is when I'm completely free and I just have the sightline of the full enemy team. I try to go for headshots only because I have more time to aim. And the second time I go for headshots is when I'm absolutely sure if I don't hit the shot, I will die. And other than that, I think just having consistent damage output in a game like Overwatch is important. Like when you're focusing a target and you do 120 damage, constantly, it's useful still. Putting too much pressure on the headshots will just make you have more inconsistent games. When I set up my own settings for Widowmaker, I go sensitivity 5. My crosshair usually is 194, but the color changes depending how I feel. But I've noticed that the best colors are white, green, teal, red, yellow. Let's play with yellow today. Relative aim sensitivity 38. This has been the one that I've used most consistently overall. Grappling hook to 70, because sometimes I felt like the grappling hook ended up going way off the point I wanted to. My Venom mine is always E and mouse force. Ult is Q, or sometimes instead of pressing Q I just use mouse wheel down. It's important to have a hello put on something, and I use hello on 3. You kill someone and then you hello them.
Hello.
You try to get them into their head a bit. Before a match, I might use training bots and then Widowmaker custom lobbies, headshot only, and sometimes even just ranked. For getting maximum value out of Impresight, there's a couple of scenarios. One is to use the mirroring method, where you just mirror the enemy's wall hacks when you're playing defense.
No one can hide from my sight.
When you're attacking, I try to get into a position where I'm already ready to flank or ready to take a shot, and then I activate it, and before basically they have time to react, I should already have gotten, a kill with it. You don't want to give them any time to react when you wall hack, that they can, recruit, play around defensively or anything like that. I had a lot of fun trying to teach you guys about Widowmaker, and I'm still learning too, but we can learn together.
Okay, that's what we're talking about, Linkser. Once again.
Houston, make some noise, come on!
Danny, I'm sorry, but have you seen Mickey's arms? They're glorious and can carry the wonder of every Dallas Fuel fan here, so obviously Dallas is the better team.
Yeah, okay, Mickey, yeah. Have you seen Jake? Have you seen Muma? How they look? That handsome crew of Houston Outlaws?
Sorry, have you seen his face? No, clearly I'm the winner here. So sorry.
Oh, let's get the back straight. You guys have never beaten Houston Outlaws ever.
Thank you very much, Mika. I'm not really sure who won in that situation, so I think we have to just leave it up to the gameplay.
He'll have to let the games decide on
who can come out on top. By the way, guys, of course, make sure to get your all-star votes in. It is your last chance, the last day to do it, so if you have not done it, Dallas fans, if you want to see your Dallas team players up there on that all-star stage, make sure you get your votes in. But let's go ahead and get back to the series. Fuel leading 1-0. Houston looking alive in that last round of Lijiang, but unable to tie it up.
Yeah, and that was based off of a composition change they made, right? They went over to the Pharah in the Wrecking Ball. Muma played a great Wrecking Ball, but he was hacked multiple times, shut down. We saw AKM swap over to the McCree, and that's the choice they made that ended up really getting the Dallas back into that particular round. Now, you guys can see on stage here, we do have a substitution. Linkser will be subbing in for Dante.
A very apt time to run the video of Linkser explaining his settings as he joins us here on stage.
And also a very apt time to run a Widowmaker Specialist when we're heading into Temple of Anubis for Assault. Very much a map that requires Widowmaker in this meta, in particular on the defense. We see a ton of a Reset Junkrat and Widow compositions. We may even see Jake's Junkrat, and as I say it, there it is, the famous Jake Rat. And they will be defending with this composition we just described. The one difference being that Spree will be playing on the Roadhog here for pick potential when the dive comes through. We've seen a lot of teams here in this homestand weekend run the boosted Genji with Mercy to try to dive this comp and build fast Dragon Blades. But Dallas Fuel look like instead, they're hoping to run AKM on the Sombra, potentially run Genji Sombra. It's all going to be decided once they scout the composition.
Well, that's going to be a really nice way.
Great start.
To start things off for Jake. Gets the pick here on to closer. Welcome back to the Jake Rat indeed. Let's see what Dallas Fuel is going to do to try to break this.
So Zachary, you know, he's been very... Oh, there he goes.
We just got to stop talking about people.
Zachary has been very outspoken on his Twitter about being, now known as a Brigitte player, even though he's historically a DPS player, and DPS has played Brigitte. He now gets to showcase his Genji. He now gets to play a DPS in this dive situation, but he's being crushed by Jake, and now he's not building his Dragon Blade quickly enough. This isn't working, and if Jake gets the Riptire first, there's so many different ways the Outlaws could deal with that Dragon Blade push. And you can see Jake's positioning just makes it so difficult for him to get in there because he's not pocketed by a Mercy like what we saw yesterday from Hangzhou Spark.
Well, that's going to be the dive coming in, led by OG. So Zachary feeling more comfortable to push his way up, but Lynx are on the high ground. Takes down AKM, looking for a little bit more. It's that body shot there on a closer.
Let's talk about the threats here. You've got Hog for hooks. You've got Linkser sniping. You've got Jake's Junkrat. Halts from Muma.
Oh boy.
I mean, this is a composition that I think needs a little bit more support. And sure, you can open this up with an EMP, but it's not going to be easy. And it doesn't work unless you have the blade with it. You need two parts of the whole to make this push work.
I mean, the bubble has to be used just to escort everybody out of the spawn. Linkser is still hovering above, holding on to that grapple so he can retreat as OG comes in. Popsy in for sight. They see Zachary around the back of the point.
This makes it so difficult for him to flank.
AKM taking down Muma, finding the pick. He nearly has that EMP online, but
I mean, look,
it's not going to be accompanied by a Dragon Blade.
This isn't a flank. This is a retreat. He's not doing damage, which means he's not building the blade, as you mentioned. And Jake's got a Riptire. He already has the answer to that blade when it does come off, so now AKM has more pressure to have to hit not only the supports here, but also the Junkrat to prevent that tire, assuming the tire doesn't come out first.
Under fire as he pokes his head out. That's going to be the Riptire coming in. Just a pop note out of the mech. They'll be able to do so successfully. EMP was used by AKM, only managing to catch Raucus. He's still going to be alive, but now we're going to have the Nano Blade coming through. Push up onto the high ground. Links are going to be taken down. Zachary looking for another target, tries to find the Mercy. Unable to quite lock Boink down, but the kills are still coming through in favor of the Dallas Fuel as they finally break their way through onto point A. They drain down to 1 minute and 20 seconds, but now A will be theirs.
They will get this cap, and there's certainly a way to salvage this time bank. It's going to involve a composition swap here for the Outlaws. The key here being that Zachary was not hit by the Riptire when it came through, and in that moment he built the blade was good. Just demeching Note alone was not good enough for Jake to shut down the follow-up push with the Nano Blade. We will see both teams change up their compositions here a little bit, but surprisingly, it's actually going to be a Mei defense setup here with Junkrat continue to be run by Jake, whereas the Fuel are going to run more traditional 3-3, so Mei can be quite strong here, but very risky.
I mean, super unique style coming into this one. I believe it was the Shanghai Dragons who showed us this in their match where Dia played. So Linkser is going to be looking to snipe people with these icicles. The wall comes in, closer gets locked out. Spree hounds him down for a kill. So solid start so far for the Houston Outlaws in this extended defense.
Now we will see Jake get this pull, with this pull onto AKM, take out that kill.
No, gets knocked out. That's a fantastic delay.
Yep, that's a huge delay. And now
he has a self-destruct available. He has to pistol his way back in.
Yes.
He cannot sacrifice himself. He cannot swap it.
And if they kill him while he's trying to remech, that would be even more disastrous. At the same time, not a ton of Blizzard charge here for Linkser. But the big saving grace for the Outlaws continuing to hold this is that they have the Riptire. And once again, the Dallas Fuel will swap again. This time it will be Zachary going back to the Genji, as Note is just carefully trying to tick up the time on that ultimate, does not want to risk getting picked. You can see the remake there in the ult charge bar. But AKM is going to have to now slowly build this EMP the same way Zachary built his blade previously. It's kind of a, you know, it feels like we've seen this before, right? But this time it's a more open space. It's a lot tougher for the Outlaws to hold Zachary at bay and prevent him from building the Dragon Blade.
AKM just pushing his way around the left-hand side. Looking to get that hack there onto point, but instantly Spree arriving to be his savior. Nano Primal going to be coming through. OG smacking some people around here, trying to get the finish onto Jake, but he's going to be kept alive at the Transcendence out from Raucus. Valkyrie is well invested by the Houston Outlaws. Several ults coming through, but picking off Note was more than enough to halt them. Yeah,
several ults invested for the Dallas Fuel as well. I think they were hoping that this was going to be enough to get Zachary a Dragon Blade because he had the sound barrier. There was a nano throw in OG for the peel, so he would get the last part of that blade. He's still not quite there yet, but he is keeping parity with AKM. And they both are approaching that deadly duo of ultimates that can really rip this point apart. And the most important way to shut that down again was Riptire now. It's still Jake, but it's on the Brigida now. His Brigida stun is going to be critical, and Zachary's going to try to kill him first when the dive comes through, once he has that Nano Blade ready.
Yep, just one more swipe. And there you go. Will push its way up, but OG going to be taken down, so has to save it for a bit longer.
He also, if everyone noticed that, he gave the salute, actually, in that moment, directly to Jake, because he knows that Jake is the one to shut him down. Zachary knows that this moment is a 1v1 between him and Jake. He will have the EMP for backup, but this is his moment to pull the blade out and kill Jake. If Jake comes up big and gets the stun, it's all over. Not to mention there is a blizzard on top of all of this. I just love to see a subtle moment like that where Zachary gets the last part of his blade and gives the salute to Jake. Let's see if they can shut this down. They might preemptively blizzard here. But
knowing glance.
Back line.
EMP ready from AKM. Raucus nearly with the Transcendence. Both supports pushing their way into the back. Both of them are going to get caught. Raucus taken down. Zachary just waiting out for that self-destruct to go off. Jake trying to stun him. He gets the stun. He takes him down, but is that going to be enough? Because Jake has been eliminated and Spree's been knocked out of his mech. The Dallas Fuel entrenched in on the point at the moment. The freeze coming through. Note going lower and lower. Lynx are just trying to get those headshots in onto the mech. The Transcendence is going to be used by Raucus, and the Fuel are trying to retreat. They managed to make their way up to 53%, but they cannot get the cap.
Despite the hack onto Jake and him going down incredibly low, the supports turned on him, kept him alive. He hit the perfect stun. You know, we set up this storyline. It's going to be Zachary versus Jake, and Jake came up big. He got the stun he needed, and now this time bank is abysmal. Here's the nano.
Nano going to be jumped into the back. Raucus under some fire. Heal Eye catching a couple members, but no one going to be taken down other than AKM as Raucus comes up with a melee kill onto the Sombra. Who's trying to get that harassment build up for that final EMP. Bomb out. Jake going to be picked off, actually. Note managing to find that one, but the rest is going to be good from Point. Puts him straight back into the action, but now it's going to be Raucus eliminated. So support for support. One goes down, one comes back in. Another one falls. Point pushing over to the side, just trying to stay alive. The Primal Rage coming through with the Mercy. It's just so slippery. Can't quite lock him down. Point just eluding OG like a master. Rally coming through. The stun comes in. OG getting melted down. Will be able to be kept alive here for the moment as a rally rolls from Zachary, since swapped over onto the Brigida.
Raucus has Trance. That's one way they could stabilize here.
We're 18 seconds left. Zachary going to be picked off. AKM stunned up. Taken down. Finds the kill. The Nano's out from Unco, but it's not going to lead to much.
Very rare to see in a competitive series like this one be held like that with a time bank like the one the Outlaws had. 5 minutes, not the best, but still, you would have expected more from the Fuel there on the attack. This is their longest in the Houston history as well. 5-match loss streak. Trying to break it back here against an opponent they have never lost to before.
Well, will just be the swap coming through for the Houston Outlaws. Thinking better of the Genji. Moving over to the 3-3. Raucous back on the Moira.
They keep liking to run this. The difference between the Moira and something like an Ana or a Zen is that you have AoE burst heal, but it's only temporary, so it's basically per attack. You have a ton of healing. It's hard to actually win the tank line, you know, as OG versus Muma when there is that burst coming through.
Well, pushing their way up, already going to be at the bridge. Dallas Fuel giving them a lot of room to work with. Showing a bit of respect here, trying to just play back over towards the point. Wrap around onto the high ground, coming through for the Outlaws.
Just not trying to clash with them directly, respecting the Moira, respecting the healing, you know, that is output by this healer. When you're trying to attack into that with your front line, it's going to be rough. Nice knock away.
Yeah. It's a knock away there to Zachary. AKM building up nearly with the EMP, just 62% at the moment. Not too far to go. Houston Outlaws make their way over onto the point. Going to be contested here at the moment. Zachary still playing on the mid ground. Swinging away, now going to be joining in. Mace for Mace. Him versus Jake.
That's what this map has really been all about.
Playing this one very slowly. They contest right at the last second again. The EMP going to be absolutely massive. It finds all 6 members of the Outlaws. And OG finds the first kill as Jake gets taken down. Now the hack going to be going over on a spree. That just turns him into a battery for this next EMP out from AKM. Already surging up to 50%. Thinks they're going to be taken down. That's all they had to use. The Houston Outlaws on the other side.
They used the Coalescence. They used the Primal. Those are tools I think they needed to take this point. You know, time is ticking here. And these ultimates were required. It's going to take a long time to build those again. Raucous does swap.
This is brutal.
This is a brutal stagger that takes further away the time. Raucous is going to swap to Ana, so his Coalescence usage no longer as egregious. But the Fuel in this longer fight that they stayed gives AKM another EMP. They almost have 6 ultimates. You can't stay that long against one of the fastest building ultimates in Overwatch and then hope to take the push, the next push to win A. It's going to be so difficult.
And even then, AKM making it look abnormally fast in this situation.
Absolutely.
Zachary as well, 60% for that rally to try to match it with Jake. AKM just waiting for the setup. He got all 6 last time. Can he do it again?
He's trying to use the translocator to come in on their approach. That's why he placed it right next to them there.
He's going to be
changing
it. There's that one down. Just waiting to have an exit route. Dive going to be coming through. Muma goes in. This time it's going to be 5. It might not be 6, but it's still looking pretty darn good.
Soundberry is
good. He will be coming through point. Managing to catch everybody else on his squad. They're trying to keep him alive, and Muma takes down Unko. So looking good here. The bomb out from Note. Manages to find Raucous, but the kills are going away. The Houston Outlaws.
Good
2
grab.
picks in their favor. Closer going to be taken down. And that will be them breaking forward here onto point A. 4 minutes and 40 seconds about to be in the time bank here for the Houston Outlaws. 53.1% all they need to snag.
The Dallas Fuel are going to swap AKM back over to the Zarya. They have support ults to hold this first push. There's so many ways they could delay this. Remember, it's only 53% the Outlaws need to take this map. But with OG having both the Primal and the Nano and a Sound Barrier on top of it all, there's no world in which Dallas Fuel lose this first fight. In fact, if the Outlaws commit heavily, AKM should be able to build majority of a Graviton Surge. Here's a sleep on a Muma.
Yeah, sleep on a Muma. The Bionade not quite going to be able to hit him, so can't get that heal that I rolling through. Up one of the high ground, just going to be zapping away. Has a Primal Rage ready to go. OG going to be using one of his own. Muma now, Primal the Nano, jumping into the back line, looking for somebody to smack around to get in for the rest of his team, but everyone just being very elusive, staying away from him, and the Sound Barrier out from closer. Just make sure that no one goes down in that fight. Still playing forward though, AKM trying to retreat back into the spawn room, the bubble coming in right at the last second. They can't quite finish him off, which means that he can rejoin and try to get that next grab online. Muma jumps back in, stunned up. Will be able to exit. Now the grab going to be coming in from Linkster. Finds two on the pillar. They're going to be taken down. OG and Zachary now closer. Going to be dead. The Houston Outlaws might be able to win this one out.
Linkster's
grab
trapped.
comes in from AKM, but Unco's going to be taken down. The healing's not going to be there. Note manages to find one with a bomb, but they need a lot more than that. Spree gets AKM. Note's going to be taken out. OG comes back in with a wrecking ball, but he has to stay on the point the entire time. One tick going to be going over to Houston so far. They come back in. The beat gets dropped by Boink. Zachary here with the Doomfist trying to survive. It's the Bionade. The Sun's coming in. The shielding from the passive helping to keep him in the mix. They can't quite get the kill there on a Point. It will be taken down in the end. The Bionade from Rockets managing to find him. AKM dead on the Tracer. With still 3 minutes left to go, the Houston Outlaws look to take this map.
I think they're going to do it. There's just no way to stagger this anymore. There's no way to slow this down.
The pile driver coming in, takes Note out of the mech. They finish him off, and that will be it. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a series on our hands. We are tied up 1-1.
Jake coming in, the leader on the Brigida. The stuns were good. The jump rat was good. And this looks like a competitive series we've got on our hands, as you say. Heading into halftime, this is anyone's game to take.
And this is where things can get in your head if you are the Dallas Fuel. You have never beaten the Houston Outlaws, and now you cannot get a clean sweep over them. We'll see who takes the lead in this series when we come back for the next map, because it is on a knife's edge.
The Overwatch League is brought to you by T-Mobile, now connecting 99% of Overwatch League fans. Catch your league on America's network, T-Mobile.
Welcome back. It's halftime here at the Battle for Texas. And Pocket, also known as Jesse, has disappeared, but that's not our problem right now. I'm Zoe, joined at the desk by Bren and Josh. And what a fun first half this has been. We got a game on our hands, ladies and gentlemen.
We really do.
We really do. Yeah, that's right. And I couldn't be happier about this. I mean, Dallas, they popped off on that first man. Lijiang Tower, at least the first round was all Dallas Fuel. Houston made it a little bit closer in that second round, but now on Anubis, they made it look like a one-sided affair. What are the first impressions from you guys?
Just absolutely ridiculous. We were both going into this expecting this to be a one-sided affair. You know, the crowd is
a bit like the Valiant game as well.
A bit like the Valiant game. We're expecting it to be totally one-sided. But Houston have no intentions of making this happen. And historically, they want to keep this streak of their win in the Battle for Texas going. It is absolutely unreal to see Houston playing up to their opponents like this in this fashion.
And when we looked at this idea of Outlaws winning the last three battles, rounds, it seemed inconceivable that Outlaws would be able to take this last one. The Dallas Fuel have made so many changes. They've looked so much better. They came out with the home crowd and crushed the LA Valiant yesterday. And I was just expecting them to be able to ride that momentum the entire way.
And that's very much how it looked like at the very beginning. So we're heading over onto the highlights on Lijiang Tower. We'll see Dallas really stepping it up. OGE opened it all up with a big charge kill onto his opponent. And it really looked to go their way. But what went wrong? Where did they start crumbling?
Well, I think the weird thing is, in this match, even though they started playing so aggressively and so decided by the crowd and the hyped up and all of this stuff, as soon as the Outlaws started putting up resistance, the momentum slowed a little bit. And honestly, it might not seem this on stream, but this is a little bit of a divided crowd. We are in Dallas, and by far and away, the Dallas fans are the loudest, but there's a lot of Houston Outlaws fans in here as well. It's not the same as the Dallas versus Valiant game yesterday. It's not the same situation.
So what you're saying, Josh, is that the Dallas fans aren't loud enough? Is essentially what you're making out, mate.
I mean, maybe. AKM was super confident at the end of that first map. It's just, it didn't quite work out for them in terms of how the momentum carried on.
But, you know, Anubis had it all. We saw the J-Rat returning to the scene. We had Linkster on actually any hero available at that point, and it worked out for them. And honestly, I would have never thought that they're able to pull up such a great haul that didn't even give a point B to the Dallas Fuel. So let's take a look at some highlights from Anubis.
The crowd was chanting J-Rat at the beginning of this, which was amazing. And he did get a bunch of work done. And I think this is one of the potential issues with the Dallas Fuel, is that when you play dive compositions, you're really relying on Zachary going huge with these Dragon Blades.
Oh, yeah.
He didn't actually get that much done with the Dragon Blade, but OG was there as well. So the combination of the Primal and the Dragon Blade got them past point A. If they had failed this push right here, it could have been curtains for them, even more so than it was on Anubis.
And I think these wacky strategies that Houston Outlaws have been throwing at them, I mean, we joked previously about them having to run DPS against when they were playing against the Titans. Now they're running these strange compositions against Dallas, and they do feel a little bit uncomfortable.
That was a sick play as well. Unko slept Linkster out of his blizzard there. And then when they were on defense, Dallas Fuel able to get an EMP, be able to chain it into another EMP as well. Wolf was calling it out in the cast. You can't play that slowly. I thought it was the return of the Houston Outlaws failing all of their offenses, but they didn't.
Yeah, and this was the turning point right here, this moment, when they baited them to the high ground. Dallas Fuel went to the low ground. They snowballed and they took point A all the way into this final section here, into the final point, and they didn't even have to cap it all the way out. They only needed 53%, and Houston Outlaws end up clutching it anyway. Just absolutely absurd stuff coming out from Houston. I didn't know that they had it in them, honestly. Just ridiculous.
So what do you guys want to see from the second half then?
More of that.
More of all of that.
That's just ridiculous.
What's wild is both teams are really riding momentum right now, right? Like as soon as Houston Outlaws are able to take point A, straight into point B. And this, I think, is the effect of the crowd. Even when you've got everybody chanting for you, if they suddenly go silent, it's like you've lost that extra thing that was carrying you the entire time. So it must be crazy for these guys up there playing with these kind of wavering emotions.
Now, we all predicted Dallas Fuel coming into today. Any of you guys want to change your predictions? Are you still both going with Dallas?
I'm going to be honest. I'm going to stick with the Dallas Fuel. I think they're the better team.
I would like to leave the arena alive, so I'm sticking with Dallas Fuel.
All right. Well, okay. Bren said Dallas, but really what he meant and what I secretly heard is Houston.
What?
And I heard, it's not about you, Bren. But, Bren is Well, there's good news, guys. I heard the pocket has been found, so let's head down to him on the floor to settle this debate. Houston or the Dallas Fuel pocket? Take it away.
Thank you so much, Zoe. That's right. I'm right here on the floor. Make some noise, Dallas! There is only one way to settle this battle and find out who is going to walk away the victors of this match, and that is with the great Reinhardt race of 2019. Introducing first our challenger in the green corner, weighing in at 7 feet, 16 inches tall, at 5,600 pounds. Give it up for Reinhardt! And in the blue corner, your undefeated champion in the Big D by summoning the powers of the great OG. Let's hear it for Reinhardt! Help this man with his hat! Help this man with his hat! Never show Reinhardt's face!
time, Dallas, help me kick this one off by counting down. 3, 2, 1, charge! I gotta give it to the blue one. I gotta give it to our blue Reinhardt. The Dallas Fuel are winning this one here in Texas. We're going to break. We come back. It's the second half, live from the Dallas homestand.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We are all tied up 1-1. Houston Outlaws able to pick up a victory. Temple of Anubis and turn this into a true series. Dallas Fuel going to be looking to bounce back as we get ready to move into hybrid. But either team, whichever can take a victory here, going to be at match point.
Yeah, this is a really close series already, and even looking at control, you know, it was a pretty one-sided affair for Dallas Fuel in the first round, but the second one much closer. Remember, this is just our first homestand. We will have one in Stage 3 in Atlanta, July 6th to July 7th.
If you're in the Atlanta area, or if you're not and you like to travel, get your tickets. You can be a part of this here. This crowd has been absolutely insane, and I'm sure Atlanta will be able to deliver as well. So make sure you pick those up before they get sold out, much like this one did.
Yeah, it's going to be a great event, no doubt. But focusing back here into this event, I imagine we will have some substitutions for the Outlaws. You would have to think, given that the roster they ran for Control versus the roster they ran for Anubis, very much based on the map and how the meta plays out on those. That's why we saw Linkser come in, obviously, on the Widowmaker. So if they keep him here as we head into our third map, it might mean that we're going to see a specific Widow strategy out from Linkser once again.
I mean, it very well could be this map not going to be much of a stranger to the Widowmaker, but we will be seeing Dante come back in.
No surprise. Yeah, no surprise here as we head into King's Row. This is a map that, Widowmaker not very viable outside the initial snipe from the spawn. So we'll see if Dante can deliver here. As I feel like in a lot of ways, for the Outlaws' style, Anubis was their best map to take in this meta. They can run the Junkrat, they can run the Genji on attack. Here we go. This is the map. When one team takes the lead and goes to match point, momentum will definitely shift after the dust settles on King's Row.
And here we go. Let's go ahead and jump in. He said match point could see a closeout on Gibraltar unless we can make it to a Game 5. We've had so many today. Ladies and gentlemen, the audience, would you like to see this go all the way to a Game 5?
I think a lot of the Dallas fans are saying no. They want it to end as soon as possible. They want that guaranteed first win versus the Houston Outlaws.
Well, here we are. Houston Outlaws, a very good record so far this season on Kings Row. Dallas Fuel just a bit behind them in that regard. Will be Houston on the attack to kick things off.
All right, here we go. Going to be Dante on the Sombra. This makes sense, the substitution. When you look at it this way, it's going to be Reinhardt, Zarya, Spree on the Zarya, Dante on the Sombra, building the EMP. Is one of their best win conditions here outside of an initial pick from Muma, who's one of the more aggressive Rhines.
OG going to get juggled to the side. The sun comes in, but he's not going to be taken down. There's going to be a train off onto some of these supports. As I say that, though, OG will be finished off. It's going to be a 2 for 2 so far. Now Zachary going to be eliminated as well. Houston Outlaws in onto the point, starting to take their way up. AKM, he's here. He's got 100 energy, but he just can't get an angle to get any damage in because Muma's got the shield raised.
Spree also got the high energy. He's just going to gatekeep him out. They cannot tag this point. Very fast first team fight cap for the Houston Outlaws. And we do have a 5.5 minute time bank. When you look at this too, no ults required. You've got Dante nearly at the EMP. Spree's leading in Graviton charge versus the defending Zarya AKM. So, you know, this is an insane advantage right now for the Houston Outlaws. The momentum looks like it is definitely in their favor right now.
Yeah, absolutely massive here with this time bank. Muma pushing up around the corner, trying to get some swings in the build-up for that Shatter. Ochi just now getting his online. Dante in the back, harassing where he can.
If he could have gotten a hack there onto Closer, they're giving him potential for a kill.
Oh, Shatter out from OG, not going to find anything. Muma manages to raise the shield.
Grab
going to be thrown down by Spree. Pulls a couple in. Muma going to be traded out. It's going to be looking pretty good, honestly, for the Dallas Fuel on the defense as it comes in with a 2 for 2. But the main tank gone for the Houston Outlaws means they can't play as far forward.
Very aggressive bash there from Zachary as well. He ends up dying for it, but it was a risky move given the grab was out, but then he trusted his teammates and helped them get those kills.
Hack in onto OG as he tries to kite his way back and stay safe. Will not be able to find an elimination, but they do force the Fuel all the way back. The faster respawns, the closer respawns coming in for the Houston Outlaws means that they cannot continue to play that far forward.
Yeah, it's important to remember that when the Outlaws die, they get back to this card a lot faster than Fuel, so they don't want to trade. Here comes the grab.
Is going to be thrown down. It's right up into their faces. Jake going to be taken out with the Bionade, and OG finds the pin onto Spree. So very good one ult use here for the Dallas Fuels. They gain control of the card.
Not only did they use just the one big ultimate there in the grab, they hold 5 more, but also Raucus used Transcendence, and he didn't save his teammates. It was just a little bit late, and that means that's one big tool they're not going to have for the follow-up fight here. Dallas Fuel have positional advantage, and they have the ult advantage. It's tough, but it's possible that Dante could get in there and wreck everything with the EMP. Could cheat ult economy.
He's going to be looking for it. Sound Bear to start things off on the side of the Houston Outlaws. Closer going to be holding on to one of his own. Dante jumps back to the translocator. The bomb coming in. Manages to find Jake. He gets taken down. EMP comes through. Catches 3, but only AKM going to be eliminated for the moment. They say that Zachary will get finished off, but OG with the hammer, with the nano, this helps cut them down.
Despite Dante's EMP, despite the hack there onto Unko, eventually he was able to get the nano off. That was a huge hack. Dante was looking to prevent the nano boost from being used so they can look for that longer fight. All the support ultimates for the Dallas Fuel kept OG alive so he can get into position to do massive damage. And unfortunately for the Outlaws, they had a great start. They had a ton of momentum. They had a massive time bank, but they used all their important ultimates in that last fight, and they start over at 0 here now in terms of initiating a good fight.
Bionade comes in. Rock is taken down. Will just get picked. AKM able to come over that one. Unko under some fire. Pushes back. It's an armor back. Will be safe.
Hometown hero Unko, he is hitting these bio grenades really well. And it's really preventing a lot of the healing from coming through on the side of the Houston Outlaws to keep these frontline tanks alive. And sometimes, you know, that first kill is all you need. Grabs out.
Yep, grab out from AKM. Point going low. Taken down by Note. Up over top of the Rockets. Dante going to get pinned.
And Dallas Fuel are basically winning several fights here. This is the most ult-efficient way to stop a payload, is to use one ultimate per fight. Use the big ultimate that you've got. Win the fight, reset, use one ultimate again, because you've got this choke point controlled. This is the worst situation possible for the Outlaws in terms of how they could attack. They do have a grab coming online. There's no defending Trance, but EMP is so far away. Better hope that Dante does not get caught.
He needs to build it up. OG, we're getting caught. That's going to be the grab coming in solely. They push him all the way out into the back. He's still not taken down yet. Bionade helps keep him alive a little bit longer. He is still alive. He drops the hammer. And this man is still in the thick of things. He'll take Raucus all the way out for a ride. The Transcendence goes away, and so does the Zenyatta. Gets the kill. Dallas Fuel maintain control. 4 minutes drained off this time bank.
And it may be more. Spree's halfway to another grab, but Dante still hasn't gotten that critical EMP. That's what they really need to open up this choke point. That's their best shot. It's not going to be a shatter coming out from Muma. Not in this position. You can't capitalize on it. You can't get into position for it. OG's low.
Get the hack here onto OG. Stun
Another
coming
grenade.
through. Jake going to be taken down. Muma denied. Has to peel back around the corner again. EMP is set up, but he has to catch closer.
The bio grenade's so good here from Uncle, but this is it. This is the moment. It's AKM here. Can he get the grab up? Will he be hacked? Dante versus closer. EMP versus sound barrier.
EMP going to be coming through. Catches multiple members. So that's going to be the sound barrier coming in, but it's too late to keep OG alive and in the fight. That being said, the Bionade is absolutely massive. Finds 3 people on the side of the Outlaws. Jake, now Muma, gonna be gone. Dallas Fuel trying to turn this one on its head. Spree manages to find closer. They still need more than that. They are down below a minute point. Gonna be taken down. Spree.
I don't think it's enough.
Trying to make it out with his life.
It's not enough.
Seems like he might just be able to do it, but the Dallas Fuel maintain control with 30 seconds remaining. This has been at such a dominant hold.
Dante is desperately trying to get the last part of this EMP. They did not trade up enough yet to get this cart to B, and they only have 20 seconds. That took too long. There's a shatter here. Dallas gonna try to engage.
Shatter's really gonna have to pop. They see OG off over onto the side. He's gonna be taken down now with the hammer. Gonna be dropped in.
With a big one.
Find so many members. Spree scooping up a double kill. No, gonna be popped out. They finally broken through on the back of the shatter. They get the juggle on OG and take him out.
Second big shatter off the map for Muma. The first one, though, they couldn't capitalize on it. This one, Spree picks up the kills. They hold the EMP. There's no way Dallas can contest against this EMP. They don't have support ultimates that can counter it. So they're just going to play forward here. They use Outlaws to make sure they can't contest. They get to hold the EMP again. The Spree desperately right-clicks, looking for another grab. Great position now for the Outlaws for the first time on this attack since their time bank was massive. Do they control this?
A second lease on life coming through, but only lasts for a minute and a half. EMP going to be dumped in. Manages to find 4 members. Zachary going to be taken down, but Spree is going to be the cost right as that grab gets ready to come online. The rest of the Dallas Fuel still playing forward. They finally pick off here on the point. OG a bit too aggressive and caught out. Will get punished. Grab going to be used actually by AKM. They want to shut them down right now.
Okay, this decision, very greedy from the Fuel, because now the Houston Outlaws are going to come back with their own grab. Spree wanted to use it in that fight with the EMP, but he was picked. Great target selection by the Dallas Fuel.
There's no sound barrier.
No sound barrier here, and the grab is going to be a huge ultimate right now. That's why the Fuel are playing so far forward. They want to take this fight away from the cart because they know they can't shut this grab down from Spree. And they also know that Raucus has a Transcendence here for the longer fight.
Cam up onto the high ground, trying to harass for the build-up for that next grab. Spree just going to be waiting for the setup. Note, going to be trying to take this one away with the defense matrix. Spree goes low. Transcendence going to be forced out from Raucus. Grab comes in. He finds it. Note takes it down.
And there's the
shatter in return, however, from Muma. Absolutely massive. And OG gets eliminated. The rest of the team trying to retreat. Muma, however, he goes into the pit. Closer finds the boom. Takes him down. Is that enough for them to maintain control, or can the Outlaws advance?
Nano boost here to just delay as much as possible. Zachary is buying time.
Bionade on to 3. Dallas Fuel holding on. They just have a sound barrier with a bomb coming up ready for Note in 5%. Dante
This has to be a big one.
EMP to nail
It's
it.
him versus closer again. Where's that sound barrier? He hit it last time. Can he do it again?
Manages to find OG. Trying to get some damage in. The bomb going to go in first from Note. EMP comes down. Closer drops a beat. Boyd going to be eliminated. This could be it as we enter into overtime. Dallas Fuel find 2. Grab comes in. Transcendence going to be used by Raucus, but I don't think it's going to be enough. They poop him back over to the side. Muma going lower and lower, going to be dead in the middle of the charge. The OT plummets, and Dallas Fuel will deny a finish on Kings Row.
Such a tense end there. What a great hold from the Dallas Fuel. 5 minutes and 40 seconds the time bank to start, and they still can't finish the map. What a defense. What a hold. Great ult management from Dallas.
Let's see what the Dallas Fuel can get done when we come back for their half.
The Overwatch League is brought to you by T-Mobile, now connecting 99% of Overwatch League fans. Catch your league on America's network, T-Mobile.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Dallas Fuel able to hold off the Houston Outlaws there. The final stretch.
I mean, it was all this man. It was all this man. He hit several sound barriers to
the
deny
boops into the pit.
Yeah, to boops into the pit. Not to mention that many of the times where they were trying to use the EMP, you saw Jake come in, you saw Closer get stunned, and it was still able to maintain positional advantage so that he was not caught or clipped by the edges of the EMP and could keep the Dallas Fuel alive. That is such an important role, you know, to shut down that EMP.
And you know what? We got more Dallas action on the way. We're going to be playing against Mayhem just next week, so make sure you guys tune in on Twitch, ESPN, and Disney XD. But for now, let's see if they can finish this series.
It's going to be about getting that push through the streets phase. That's where the Houston Outlaws are really going to have to make their stand if they can't hold A here. And now, once again, their MO is going to be running Dante on this Sombra. Dallas Fuel will scout this out, switch up their composition a little bit, back to the normal 3-3. Unko's going back over to Ana, which has been considered by many Overwatch League teams to be the proper response to the Sombra. Just, you know, heal through the EMP rather than trying to, you know, just straight up use a trance.
Oh, already Muma getting juggled around quite a bit. The heal tonight going to be absolutely massive from Unko. Catches 3. Not going to lead to any kills yet, but it gives up so much space for the Dallas Fuel, who now grab that first tick on the point. Another
Huge
one!
grenade!
Four-man bio out from Unko, and that's just going to be the kills coming through. They've pretty much already done it. They'll get the cleanup here on the last remaining members. Another significant time bank coming in for the Dallas Fuel.
This is very much a, you know, a situation where the Dallas Fuel have ults. They have the lead in ults. They have a nano they could use to try to get out of a, you know, sticky situation for OG in the front line, even if the EMP comes through. Sure, they don't have Closer's Sound Barrier, which has been the best tool so far. There are ways to use Ana. A lot of pros are using Ana to either nano the Rhine so that they can peel during the EMP, or you can just avoid it and bio grenade during the EMP to keep everybody healed up. There's a lot of ways that Ana can shut down EMPs very differently than a Transcendence from a Zenyatta can. The peel will have to be onto OG, though, when that EMP hits.
Nano going forward. OG trying to get aggressive. Does get stunned up, but it's just going to be the rest of the team scooping up the kills for him. He's got the nano, but everyone's just dying around him as AKM does some serious work.
This is the understanding that the EMP, I'll lose this fight. I'm going to come back with better ultimates. And that's why it's important that the Outlaws only use the EMP here, because they have to do the same thing Dallas did previously, right? We talk about time banks. One ult defenses, single ultimate usage, big impactful ults, save the rest of your ultimates. And Dallas Fuel now, if they can, you know, basically weather the storm of all those ults, that's how they get B. Tank line super important here.
Pushing the way back forward. Sound barrier nearly up for Closer. Boink going to be just as close. Grab over onto the corner. Managed to find Muma. Raucus goes in with the Transcendence. They push him out for a moment. Now it's going to be the responding grab in from Spree. Shatter comes down. Spree going to be locked up. That's the majority of the damage going to be eliminated here. But Boink manages to scoop one against Unko. And the Dallas Fuel, they're sounding the retreat. OG trying to make it out with his life intact, but it doesn't seem like it's going to happen. Muma chases forward, gets the swing, and suddenly things start looking pretty darn good for the Houston Outlaws with this defense.
They have to chase here. They have to get stagger kills. They need to buy more time. They used multiple ultimates on that defense. Pretty much everything but the Shatter and Boink's Sound Barrier, which he did not have. So all the big tools are gone. This is not the same way that Dallas defended in this choke, where they had easy ways to defend with one ultimate. The Houston Outlaws had to commit more. They swapped Dante over to the Diva here as well. The Dallas Fuel just need to slowly push this forward. If they can get a single kill, that's when they hit the go button. That's when they look for the fight. Otherwise, they're just trying to move this cart forward while building those ults up.
Muma taking lower and lower. Sound barrier coming in from both sides. Shadow going to be dropped in. Johnson's done up too many. OG still going to get shield bash, taken below half HP. AKM looking for a target. Transcendence is going to be out from Raucus, and OG going to be taken down. AKM is himself will also fall. Spree gets himself a double, still chasing forward, looking for more. They have the cleanup. And suddenly we start thinking about Houston Outlaws with their defense there on Temple of Anubis.
Yeah, the pendulum has swung into the Outlaws' favor. They now have the advantage in ult economy. The one thing they're missing is the Transcendence, right? So that's the biggest tool that Dallas Fuel have to win. They might even have to engage with it because the Outlaws are not going to take a fight on the cart. They're going to try to look for a grab away from the cart, very likely here. Backing off now, want to use this corner. Here comes OG, he's going to take an unexpected angle. This is actually a great move by the Dallas Fuel to catch them off guard. They get scouted.
Yep. Think about having all that armor, very clunky as you move through the building, so are able to hear him at least pushing around the side. Shatter online. OG just waiting for an opportunity.
Spree, getting low. He's on the high ground, though, taking a risk.
Yeah, is chunked out. Shatter going to be coming down. Managed to find two, but can they get the kills? Grab comes in solo on the Spree. They managed to find it. The grab in response to the Houston Outlaws. The bomb's going to be coming down, but it's not going to be able to find anybody. Dante going to be eliminated. Could not make it back into the map. Closer shuts that one down, and Rockets invests the Transcendence. Puma, though, it's not enough to keep him alive. Zachary pushes forward, swinging away like a madman, comes up with the kills with the help of Unko, puts the spray down, says, hey, how you doing? I'm rolling into B.
Extremely greedy fight for the Outlaws. Despite Spree's death, they commit. His grab goes off before he dies, but they commit everything to this, including Rockets' Transcendence, hoping with a Hail Mary play, they will get the team wipe, get the respawn for Spree, and can continue to hold. As a result, the Dallas Fuel win the fight and get ult advantage once again. In particular, Closer Sound Barrier is one great tool to win this longer fight on the point itself.
Under 5 meters left to go with 2:20 in the time bank. Houston Outlaws have to give it everything they've got if they want to hold them off. OG still cheating forward, getting those swings in. Point gonna be picked off. Now they have to play the card, but there's no one taking enough to do it. The shatter comes down, the rally's rolling, but it doesn't matter. Jake gets eliminated, and the Dallas Fuel will take Kings Row. They move up 2-1. They're at match point.
One win away from doing what they could not do the first 3 times these two teams met in 2018. History might be made here in Dallas, Texas tonight if they can take the final map.
One more map, ladies and gentlemen. Whether you're cheering for the Fuel or the Outlaws, give them your energy, give them your cheers. We'll see you for that, maybe the final map when we come back from the break.
The Overwatch League is powered by Intel. Game, record, stream without compromise on Intel Core i7. And by Omen by HP, the official PC and display of the Overwatch League.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It is match point at the moment for the Dallas Fuel to close out a series over the Houston Outlaws for the first time ever.
Living in Houston, but the heart is in Dallas. This match is in Dallas, and with the Houston Outlaws, they've got the winning record as we've been hammering home. But the Dallas Fuel are the favorites in terms of the statistics, and they're now up in this series. If they take the next map, not only will they win the very first match, the very first battle for Texas they've ever won, but it will also, the stakes are higher, will also knock Houston out of the playoffs for stage 2. So there's a lot on the line.
They must win They are down 1-2. Dallas with the lead. Have to close out on Gibraltar as we get ready to move into that. Could be our final map. But we've had so many map 5s today. Why not one more? Is how I think of it. We might as well go the distance and really come down to that final round of control to see who can come out on top.
Let's take a look at the Zaryas from Kings Row. We're going to take a comparison between Spree, one of the rarer players for the Houston Outlaws, coming up against AKM. If you look at hero damage done here, Spree's actually able to do a lot more. You can see his average energy is 4% higher, but the team synergy around AKM and the ultimates that were used with him ends up leading to more final blows, right? 16 here for AKM. He's coming up, getting those last-second kills because there's more protection. More damage for Spree, but the more relevant damage is for AKM.
And about as even as you could get the exact same playtime on these heroes, so the comparison really coming through. But yeah, the capitalization on those Graviton Surges is a bit better on the side of the Dallas Fuel. We do have a substitution as we get ready to move into what could be the final map of the series. Kumat going to be coming in for Dante.
A lot of Houston fans with this, we have a lot of subs for Houston. We have all season long, but with the setup they've been running today with Spree, a lot of people are wondering where is Kumat, and he's one of the original members of the Houston Outlaws and one of the better Western Diva players at the beginning of Overwatch League in 2018. He kind of led the charge, right? We don't say that anymore, but he's coming in here. Maybe he's going to make the clutch plays. Maybe he's the reason why we go to that Game 5, we go to that control map to decide it all. And I feel like Houston is not pulling out any stops. They are taking big risks in this series, and it may just pay off.
Very aggressive at times. He's looking pretty good on that defense there on Kings Row, but Dallas Fuel just managed to edge it out. Let's see what happens now that we move over onto Escort. Gibraltar could be the final map of this series if the Dallas Fuel can close it out. The Houston Outlaws looking for a victory to force us into a map 5.
Houston Outlaws here. This is going to be neither of these teams will want a map on it, but I think it's a map that can play into the Houston Outlaws style. We can see lots of different compositions throughout this map. You don't have to just stick with a 3-3. They will, on the defense though, at least for the start of things, be setting this up with the Reinhardt Zarya. For the Dallas Fuel, they're looking for an initial pick here with Note on the Hog, and they'll very likely see the swaps. When Houston Outlaws are not playing forward, they can't pull someone into a hook to get a first kill, so they're just going to swap Note back over to his Diva and continue the push.
Yep, trade that one out. Down actually into the underpass, the car wash, whichever terminology you like to use. Houston Outlaws playing here, so not the most common spot that we see teams get set up, and this could very well be why, because Jake's just going to get picked off. Muma into the corner, tried desperately to grab the Mega Pack, but he's not going to be allowed to, and he wouldn't make it out. So they go ahead, they clean him up, and they start pushing forward.
Yeah, you call it the car wash, but the play was clean. And, OG leads the charge. He peels so much and gives so much space so that AKM can come in with his high energy and finish off those targets. And a lot of this is now on the Outlaws to approach, but, it's a choke they have to go through. Look at already the fast DMAC on Kumat.
Yeah, already going to be taken out of that one. AKM beaming people down. The shield drops for Muma. AKM gets that flank angle. The kills just spilling forth. Dallas Fuel have the momentum on their side.
All right, the spray's coming down as well.
That's Dallas Fuel, Texan tactical crouching.
That certainly is, and the Dallas Fuel know the crowd is mostly on their side this evening. They know they're the favorites for the first time in a long time. They might be able to do this. They might be able to take out the Outlaws. We do see a pick here on the closer who overextended. Great kill from Raucus. Now's their opportunity. Now's the opportunity for the Outlaws to collapse in.
To try to compensate, Zachary's going to be using the rally to try to keep everybody alive. Uncle going to be taken down. The Transcendent's not going to be in the fight anymore for the side of the Dallas Fuel. The kills still looking good as the Houston Outlaws will be able to stabilize. He's cleaning up a few extra members as Note gets popped out of that.
This is a little bit sloppy here for the Dallas Fuel. And I feel like the Outlaws just punished every small mistake they made. Then they decided to continue to commit into the fight. This gives the Houston Outlaws now almost all the critical ultimates they want to take another engaging defensive fight. The rally being one of the best ones they'll have, and Jake is almost there. You can see he's just shielding for Raucus, who's getting so many of these picks. That's the strategy they're trying to use here to get that extra damage through.
Okay, I'm pushing forward, drops down over towards the cart.
Can't really do much here. He can't build energy, and he can't do damage.
That's going to be the grab coming in from above. Spree finds him. Cool, Matt drops the bomb straight in on top of him. Not going to lead to any kills yet. No, will get Team Mech. Uses the self-destruct of his own. The pin from Muma is good. Finds the kill onto OG. Now they're trying to retreat again.
It's a bit surprising that Uncle used Trance there too. I mean, the Dallas Fuel walked up with no energy on AKM, walked into a position where they would obviously be grabbed, and maybe they were hoping that was going to be eaten by Note, but he wasn't in position to do so. This was an obvious fight for the Outlaws to take. They come down, they set up the bomb combo. Muma instantly gets the charge. The bomb doesn't get the kills. It doesn't matter though. The first kill is the kill that matters, and they only really use 2 ults for the defense, and they still maintain this high ground advantage. It's going to have to be a different approach here for the Dallas Fuel. This time, they can't just walk up underneath all that high ground damage and hope to win a fight. Spree's already 60% of another grab.
Builds up very rapidly on the back end of that fight. AKM holding his, but Raucus has that Transcendence ready. Unco, he might not be able to get the Transcendence up in time for Spree to get this grab. Grab going to be used solo over onto Muma, but look at the kill feed!
Such a disconnect.
It's just 4 all the way over onto the side of the Houston Outlaws. They shut them down.
The high ground advantage here is something that the Dallas Fuel are underestimating. They're not able to come in here and have these hard engages where they don't get cut in half by Muma. Muma's making a lot of big plays here right now. The rally is used, that's a big tool lost. But again, you mentioned it before, you didn't think Uncle was going to get a Transcendence in time for this grab. Look at how little he gained since you made that statement. I mean, Spree has all the chances in the world, high ground control, this grab is his. The only thing that could stop him is Note. If Note can get into position, that's how they stop this, but they're losing time because Note's demeched and almost got killed before he got his mech back. He will now, as you can see.
Jumps his way back in. As the Fuel can start to advance again.
They had to wait for him because he's the only one who could stop this grab.
The time bank, drained down considerably. They've been slowed up compared to the start. Surged for it, but now
there's the grab.
Grab's going to be coming in from above. Unco going to be taken down closer as well. Going to be eliminated. No supports in the fight. Now no main tank. Houston Outlaws. Every twist and turn keeps shutting them down.
In terms of positioning, I mean, this is checkmate. Houston Outlaws have this high ground. You're trying to eat the grab with your defense matrix, but you can't because it's being thrown from above. You can't blindly, without vision, turn your defense matrix upwards, and every time the Fuel come down, Spree's either doing tons of damage or he's dropping a Graviton Surge on them. Uncle still doesn't have a Trance, and they did no damage in that fight. AKM doesn't have a grab either. This is a great opportunity for the Outlaws to get a nice hold here on Gibraltar.
Absolutely. Pushing their way forward. A minute and 25 remaining as they get back over onto the cart. The rally going to be rolling from Zachary. Spree, he drops down into the backside. Unco going lower and lower. Still does not have that Trance. Shatter's going to be good. The bomb's out from Coleman. He gets himself a double kill. AKM scrapes one back, but it doesn't mean jack. The Dallas Fuel, the team wipe comes through. The Houston Outlaws look to hold them here.
What a clean fight from the Houston Outlaws. They see the knockdown on Spree. You see that after that moment, Point immediately sound barriers to keep him alive. Muma sees his opportunity to step forward during the barrier, hits the shatter, and there's no hesitation. Cool Matt's ready with the bomb. They save critical support ultimates as well in the rally and the Trance. And guess what? Spree's still on the high ground.
Jump up over the top here for OG, just desperately trying to build up for that Primal Rage. Get a little bit of cleave damage in. Raucus still holding on to that Trance. Spree with the grab. Solo out from AKM, managed to find Spree on the high ground. They take him out. They get rid of that factor. They still have to push a card in. Cool Matt going to be eliminated as well. Suddenly the Dallas Fuel looking alive in these the final dregs of the seconds here in the time bank. 15 remaining. Boink manages to contest it, but just for a moment. He doesn't live much longer after that. They roll in, but they've only got a minute and 40 seconds to try to push this to the finish line.
A huge, bold play by Boink, but I don't think it pays off. I think that was an unnecessary risk. This is going to give Dallas Fuel a free push around this angle, and it's going to deny the Houston Outlaws from using that high ground they had for so long. They can't get Spree up there anymore. AKM made the solo play to solo grab Spree there. That was the only way they could take him off the high ground, but it worked, and that gave them the push. Boink took a risk, doesn't pay off, and now the Dallas Fuel are sitting pretty. Ult advantage still to Spree, though.
Into the back again, coming in from OG, the shatter. Looking pretty good. Muma manages to get the pin. Grab coming through, swinging away, looking to build up for that next shatter. This is way up to 40%, but no one's going to be taken down yet. Bomb coming through from Coolbat, looking for the pick, unable to find anyone. Dallas Fuel still have fighting chances. AKM nearly has another grab online. 8% left to go. OG jumping in, and Jake's going to be taken down. Spree falling as well. And this is the push here for the Dallas Fuel. Under a minute remaining, but they can get that cart moving.
A little bit of time bought by Muma's Shatter, but I don't think it's going to be enough. This looks like a finish here. The Houston Outlaws only really have Cool Matt to delay. He's trying to rush out right now, but I think it's going to be too slow. There's the grab. No way.
Yeah, they cannot do it. The grab comes down. Point very dangerously close to having that sound barrier, but the Fuel shut him out. But considering how this started, the Dallas Fuel finished with not much time left at the bank.
31 seconds, in fact, and this should have been a better time bank, given how it started, as you say. The Dallas Fuel could breathe a sigh of relief, because if that solo grab from AKM didn't catch Spree moments before, this would be a completely different map. We'd have a grab toss, and they wouldn't have even gotten to B. We would have had a hold there at the second checkpoint. But AKM made the big play. They finished the map. Huge risk taken, very greedy plays from the Outlaws to try to put Boink on the cart to recontest there with Kumat's second bomb. But then we saw the Outlaws lose control of the high ground. Dallas Fuel had that momentum after that team fight when Spree died, and everyone's still committed there for Houston. And as we head into what could be the final round of this series, the Houston Outlaws, they have the better record, but they know they're underdogs today. In this meta, in 2019, Fuel has historically been the better team. And now they lost momentum on Kings Row, and they almost had a hold on B. It's hard to keep your mentality straight. It's hard to keep your emotions in check when you're playing against the home crowd here as well. What a feat it would be if the Houston Outlaws could match or beat Dallas Fuel's time bank and bring us to a fifth game in those overtime rounds.
Well,
everything stacked against them.
Could all come down to this final push here. Unless they can get to the end and force out that overtime. 31 seconds of time to beat. They need to finish just in general. Houston Outlaws fans, whether you're watching from home, whether you're here in the arena, make sure you give the team your energy, because they need it now more than ever. As we kick off this push.
It's going to be AKM on the Soldier, one of his oldest heroes in Overwatch history, on the high ground. And we're seeing, you know, very rogue-esque strategy here. He's up here. Zachary is on the Sombra. And now they're just going to try to pummel the Outlaws from range, forcing the dive.
Jump up over the top. Muma not going to be able to find too much. Cam taking a little bit of damage. Jake going low, but he manages to drop down into the underpass safely. Cart going to be advancing, which means that the Dallas Fuel have to peel back if they want to maintain this high ground advantage.
Yeah, the problem is if you don't get kills, the cart will keep rolling.
Jump up over the top. Cart going to be rounding the first corner.
Good bubble placement here from OG. AKM can do free damage.
As safe as possible. Hack in on a cool mat. EMP nearly here for Zachary. Just a couple more percent. The attack visor as well.
Yeah, this could be a huge combo. He needs to have line of sight though, because it does aim for you, but it won't shoot through walls. So they have to wait for the perfect opportunity. See what Zachary is waiting to drop down as they approach. Here he comes.
EMP's going to be coming out and finds all 6 of them. The heal deny layered in just for good measure. And AKM, he doesn't need the attack visor. He scoops a double kill with the Helix rockets.
Gets another one on Muma there to further stagger him. They hold the ult advantage as well. There's not enough range damage on the Outlaws to take this down. And they don't have Linkser in this roster. He can't come out on the Widow. They don't have a set designed Genji player to deal with this type of strategy to further their dive with Muma. So it's rough, you know. Dallas Fuel has figured out, okay, you're not subbing players in. This is the strat we're going to run. You don't have a good way to deal with Soldier at range.
Nearly found a pick there onto Zachary. Valkyrie going to be used by Closer. Try to stay alive.
Huge
Sleep connecting in onto Muma. Shutting down that nano. The bomb out from Note manages to find Spree. And Point's going to be eliminated. Muma wakes up, does manage to close out a kill onto Unko as he uses the Primal Rage. OG going to be matching, however. Goes forward. Kills the enemy, Ana. Just to trade it back. Gets rid of Raucus, and the res is there. Dallas Fuel still operating as a 5-man unit here in front of Point A. 1 minute and 40 seconds on the clock for Houston Outlaws.
This is a disaster for the Outlaws. They needed that nano. Oh man, even the stagger on
Stagger is there.
They needed that nano to give enough space for Spree to get in and get the grab. That's the only way they could have killed AKM. That's the only way they could have set up for this fight. Now, they don't have a sound barrier. They don't have a transcendence. There's no way to deal with the EMP. We could be looking at a repeat of what we just saw in the previous EMP for Zachary. And guess what? There's no creative way to approach this point. You either go through the car wash or you take the right side. It's 2 choke points either way. The EMP is going to be big, and it's asleep. On the note.
Yep, slept here in the front of the bubble coming down from OG to try to keep him alive. Healed an eye out onto 2 members.
There's the
EMP going to be used, and he finds 5 members again. Zachary has been an absolute monster, a menace to the members of the Houston Outlaws with this Sombra.
This is it. This is their last chance. And I don't know if, even though the EMP was used previously,
Cool Matt just now.
yeah, I don't know if they have the tools that they can break through with. Because even if they use the sound barrier to approach, or even if we see the second, nano boost onto Muma, where does Spree grab? Dallas Fuel's not clumped up. They're not up in the front lines. They're way in the back. Zarya just simply can't get to a position so they can capitalize on this. It's going to be so hard.
He's playing forward. Note, spotting him out. Knows that grab is online. Wants to take it away again. The flanking Nanovisor coming in. The grab's going to be coming through. But it's going to be the Dallas Fuel actually moving into the Houston Outlaws.
Oh,
they
no.
play right into their hands. They group themselves up.
Exactly. That is exactly right. They tried to flank. They tried to trick the Outlaws, but it backfired big time. They put themselves in the only place where that grab was going to get value.
And just like that, the Houston Outlaws handed a second lease on life by the Dallas Fuel. They don't have to earn it themselves. The Fuel just offer themselves up as a sacrifice.
Everyone's going to remember that moment if somehow the Outlaws are able to win this series. Huge turning point here. And the other thing about this is they didn't really have to use very many ults. And Dallas Fuel are still running the Soldier comp. They can control this high ground the same way Spree did previously with the Soldier, but it's much harder to do here.
Jump up over the top here from Muma, just trying to harass. Has that primal rage.
Here comes
he
vulnerable.
Goes low.
He's chasing him.
OG
He's getting him.
Popping one of his own. Oh, the clutch sleep dart comes in from Umko. He's saved.
Dude,
and they manage to find the kill. Jumping back down, OG getting the hits. Just going to be zapping away, zoning them back. Dallas Fuel trying to stabilize. 1 minute and 40 seconds left for the Houston Outlaws as they are currently sitting on 4 ultimates.
The thing is, this EMP can be shut down. There are ways. They're going to try to peel first.
Muma kind of overshooting with that leap. Can't quite get back up to the top, waiting for the cooldown. Which means the Nano is not going to be there for too long. They still managed to kill off Umko.
Okay, that's a huge kill. Now they don't want to use the EMP in this fight anymore, Dallas. Yeah. They have to wait. They have to wait for the respawn. That was nice plays from the tank line there. The Houston Outlaws. Muma comes through. He's got the Nano. And they can go through this low ground here finally. Now the regroup comes through. There's an opportunity to contest. This is a smarter contestant we saw from Point
AKM
previously.
is taking a nap. They're going to be diving forward, trying to get the kill. Seems like they cannot do it. Note arriving. Perfectly timed. EMP coming down. Catches 4. But the sound barrier's there from Boink. Looking good. Nanovisor going to be thrown down by AKM again. Primal Rage is out on the side of Muma, but he is already down to half HP, and Spree has been eliminated. So unable to build up for that grab here in the extended fight. Primal Rage going to be expiring shortly. Muma, he's got to get the heck out of there.
He certainly does. That was a really close call for the Dallas Fuel, but they managed to stabilize. They managed to hold. The Nanovisor wasn't getting that much value, and everyone was disconnected, but they did rejoin.
He's swapping now.
He's swapping. Okay. This is going to be a fight that the Outlaws have to win, and they have to do it on the backs of a grab and a nano boost. ACAM doesn't have a grab. Closure has sound barrier, but that's their win condition. They have to somehow get Raucus. Raucus has to keep Spree up, get him that last 20%. That's a good start.
Sleep Dart going to be down now. 10 more seconds as they push around the side.
Zachary
going to be taken
down.
Boink, opening things up, keeping their hopes alive of rolling their way through into P. The seconds dwindling, the shots coming through. Closer going low. Gildenite coming in, but he manages to get the sound barrier off to try to stay alive. Bomb out from Note, not going to be able to find any kills. Rally is in from
Spree's
Jake.
got the ground.
As OG plays up into the front. Note, he takes
No
away.
way.
Manages to find it. Spree gets another graviton surge to 9 away from him. Note has just had his number this entire time. Muma isolated in the side room, just trying to stay alive. Pops the primal, will be able to do so, and OG going to be taken down. Houston Outlaws still in this fight, still grinding away, trying to get across the line here to pump up that time bank one last time. Bomb out from Note, not going to find anything, and Zachary's going to be taken down.
Such a close fight.
Remake going to be coming through. AKM pushing forward. Grab is nearly online. He's at half HP, throws it down immediately here onto the cart, locks him up, but AKM is going to be eliminated. The damage taken out.
Is there enough damage? I don't think there's enough damage.
The wrecking ball is here. A big heal tonight onto the Houston Outlaws, but it's not going to be enough. Just 4.6 meters left to go, and they are going to have it.
They're going to keep their chances alive here. Incredible plays on both sides. That was a long team fight. Huge team fight win, though, for the Outlaws. They kept it alive, but all started with Point getting the kill there onto the enemy Sombra. Now we're going to see the swap to Reinhardt here. Spree built another grab. Note 8 that for the second time this series, but he's going to have a third one here. And Note, maybe he could do it again, but they don't have a Transcendence. They only have that sound barrier. There's a way the Outlaws finish this, maybe in overtime, but they can do it.
Still pushing forward. Muma taking a lot of damage here into the front line. OG seeing how low he is, trying to play aggro, but now they're set up. The grab comes in. Closer does not have that beat, and he's not going to get to use it yet. will have to use it for one final recontest as the kills come through. Muma covering the kill feed.
Now Muma, he gets most of the kills there. The grab comes through. The pick on the closer was the most important, and they prevent Unko from getting a trance. Look at where Muma's standing. He wants them to get locked down. He does not want them to exit. Cool Matt predicts they're going to take the other side. He scouts it out. Muma's going to have to pivot. He wants the shatter here.
Sound barrier comes in closer,
Very
initiating
early.
with that one. But
Muma.
can they hold this off? Beat comes in from Boink. Bomb up over the top from Cool Matt, looking for the picks. Boop comes in. He gets himself a double. The supports go down.
Incredible
The Houston
plays.
Outlaws are gonna make it happen. They get the team.
That was a great self-destruct. It made the Reinhardt turn around. You're either going to die to the bomb or you're going to get shattered. Incredible plays there from the tank line of the Houston Outlaws. This series is not over yet.
We are not done yet. A minute to a minute and 16. Who can go further? We're gonna find out when we come back from OT. We are not done yet, Dallas. We are not done yet, everyone watching at home. Overtime coming through. 1 minute for the Houston Outlaws. 1 minute and 16 seconds for the Dallas Fuel.
This is a situation where the time bank difference is so insignificant. This is an escort map as well. Anyone could take this map. The 16 seconds aren't really going to matter. It's going to be about the team fights they take and the ult economy. Whoever gets the first ults is going to either push past A or get held. You know, it's a race, essentially. And the defender has the advantage of the high ground. And Dallas Fuel are not going to run the soldier this time. They know they don't have time to do that. They need to fight directly.
Yep, AKM will be the one starting things off. We are with that Sombra. Hack down onto Cool Matt. Manages to keep the mech.
Big fire grenade from Raucus to keep everybody alive. And they're going to try to take the fight, take the high ground away from Dallas Fuel instead of sitting on the cart. It's a risky play when you have a small time bank. Grenade is good.
OG just trying to keep them zoned back. EMP online for AKM. Cart now down inside the car wash.
Okay, this is the moment for the Fuel to get the wipe and end this push.
If he can nail it, drops in the EMP. Looking pretty good. 5 minutes. 5 members gonna get hacked out. Cool Matt nearly eliminated out of the mech, but Spree gonna be going to the fight.
Huge
Need more,
EMP.
though. They have to force out this overtime. They have to keep things rolling. That's going to be the nano thrown down onto Muma as they try to get the cart rolling.
He gets a
OG,
primal.
coming out. Muma just waiting, finding his time. The sleep comes in, but they wake him back up. But he's going to be hacked, so he can't leap. Just retreats around the backhand side. Bomb coming in, not going to find a pick. Rallies out from Zachary as they try to shut them down. Swings coming through. Jake barely managing to survive with a rally of his own. Dallas Fuel fighting tooth and nail. Beat getting ready to come in for closer. A huge shield tonight on the members of the Houston Outlaws.
There's another EMP.
Another EMP coming in, but AKM, he pays for that one with his life, but he catches so many members, and that is going to be the cleanup coming through from the Fuel. The full hold going to be found. Dallas Fuel shut them down just in front of A.
That's the end of that push. They prevent the A cap. 2 EMPs from AKM. Great bio grenades consistently from Unko, shutting down the healing. You can't stick on the cart. You can't keep fighting when the heals come through. Not only did he do that, but he also was able to get the sleep there onto Muma. He was woken, but he was also hacked. Because he was slept, the hack was able to come out from AKM. Unko is making massive plays right now on this defense and empowering these follow-up EMPs. This is not over by any means, though, because this can all turn around in just 1 second.
Yeah.
If Dallas Fuel lose the ult race here, or if they lose control, trying to take that high ground. Remember, that was the problem for them when we were looking at B on their first attack, was taking the high ground away from Spree.
The time advantage so insignificant here, 16 seconds.
It's all going to be about the first few fights, and that's how it goes when both teams get a low time bank on escort. If you're looking at, 4 minutes to 116, it's a different story. But when you're talking about a 16-second difference, all the Fuel have to do is cross the line, and it's going to be about the first few team fights they take. And it looks like they want to run the Zarya. They want to try to build the grab. They're not going to be trying to use the Sombra, get those hacks, and set up for EMP engage. It's very much more difficult to do on the attack than the defense, because on the defense you could see Zachary or AKM drop down from the high ground. On the attack, you have to somehow get there, and that's the risk that you don't want to take when you've only got 76 seconds. In fact, OG on the Wrecking Ball to try to break the position.
The Wrecking Ball. Let's see if he wants to swap off or if he stays with it. Seems like it's going to be the former. He goes way back in, spots out Muma on the Rhine, wants to match him.
Yeah, if he got the info that it was like a bunker or something, could have tried to break it. But knows that he wants to run the Rhine in the end.
Pushing their way forward. 72 meters is what they have to exceed on the side of the Dallas Fuel. Basically push their way into A. They will close this out if the Houston Outlaws can hold them off. Then we are looking at a Game 5. OG going so very low. They search the healing back up to keep him in the fix.
Unco's got a lot of damage coming out here. Everyone's getting low, though.
OG going to be taken down. We've got 30 seconds remaining. They have to die now, or else they're going to be staggered.
They cannot be staggered. That is too much. That is too much if they get staggered. Nobody does. They do get away. If Note got demeched, if Unco got picked, that is basically Game 5 material right there.
Look at
Even
the
still,
ults.
the Outlaws have the high ground.
They have it at the moment. Rock is going to be having that Transcendence ready to roll. Unco just a little bit further behind. Neck and neck at the moment for the Lucios.
It's so important that Raucus has that, because AKM is going to be the first to grab. We know that's true. There's a way that Kumat could eat it. He's going to have self-destruct too, while Note does not. So there's a lot of ways to stick to the cart.
We are now into overtime, ladies and gentlemen. We're barely entering into the underpass at the moment. Still so very far to go for the Dallas Fuel. Grab going to be up, AKM starting it up, but he's not really going to be able to find much. It's just going to be Muma on the other side of the wall. They push forward, looking for the kill. They cannot finish him off. That's going to be the trance coming in the bomb. Not going to find anything. Matt doesn't get it. Spree barely kept the left by the beat. Boink really keeping him in the fight. Now the grab's going to be available for the Houston Outlaws. Bomb in the back from Note. Beat comes in from Closer. Just trying to keep his team alive.
Jake is down.
Finds Jake. Muma's going to be gone. Can they actually make it happen?
Against
it's looking like they can. Matt's going to be eliminated as well.
Against
3 members against the world. Dallas Fuel start pushing forward.
The grab came out later. The support ultimates were better, and the Dallas Fuel still came up. The winners, Note's bomb, enough
the shots coming in.
They have to touch.
He's going to be taken down in midair. They cannot tag him. Dallas Fuel, they take it home.
What a tough victory for the Dallas Fuel. But they are now winners of the Texas match. The battle for Texas. They win it for the first time. It took them 4 times to do it.
Unbelievable.
But in Texas, in Dallas, the home team takes the victory.